Imagine a day cloaked in the veil of night, where the echoes of ancient traditions resonate through modern celebrations. Centuries old and steeped in mystery, today we're delving into the profound origins of a festival that has woven its way through time, compelling us to honor the past. This journey takes us back to an age where earth-shattering events rewrote the very fabric of existence, setting humanity on a new course. Friends, welcome to a deep dive into the enigmatic world of Halloween, an odyssey into a history that lies hidden beneath the shadows of time. Let's set the scene. We're traversing through a mosaic of landscapes and traditions, each illuminating a chapter of humanity's tale. Picture the ancient knowledge, a stream flowing tirelessly, its currents carrying the wisdom of ages past. Our story begins with an Old English proverb: fire and water have no mercy. A stark reminder of nature's dual forces of destruction, flood and flame, the architects of renewal. In the annals of Earth's tumultuous past, these forces have time and again sculpted the narrative of our planet, their imprints etched upon the geological and biological records. Take for example the Younger Dryas boundary event, a turning point that saw massive floods and widespread fires, leaving indelible marks upon the canvas of history. From the vaults of legend, the words of Merlin the magician ring true. It is the doom of men that they forget. This statement underscores the importance of keeping the embers of tradition alight, of recognizing the complex undercurrents in the festivals we observe without a second thought, such as Halloween. Delve with me into the legends shrouding this hallowed eve, retracing our steps to an era long gone. Here, we unravel the tangled web of Halloween's ancestry, drawing from the pages of the Britannica, which in 1963 shed light on the festival's connection to the Druids of old. A time when the Celtic calendar ended on October 31st, alluding to Samhain, a day signifying summer's end and a celebration among the deceased. Now, as we traverse the timelines, we discover shared traditions across disparate cultures. Whether in the cold climes of Britain or the sun-kissed mountains of the ancient Peruvians, the observance of a festival dedicated to the departed is universal. Immerse yourself in a narrative that speaks of common threads, a collective memory, if you will, of ancestral veneration and respect for the natural cycles of life and death. Our expedition brings us to a stunning realization: the synchronization of these global rituals may have stellar origins. Consider the Pleiades, a cluster of stars that, in ancient calendars, heralded the new year in November. This celestial alignment transcends borders, from the far-flung reaches of India to the storied lands of Egypt, suggesting an astronomical linchpin uniting these time-honored celebrations. As we piece together this cosmic puzzle, our gaze turns to the torrid meteor stream and the Pleiades, two celestial phenomena intimately linked with our story. The annual dance of meteors across the sky, peaking in early November, serves as a celestial marker of a festival that venerates ancestors and acknowledges the thinning of the veil between the living and the departed. It's here, in the midst of this skyward spectacle, that we find the ancient and the modern converging. This, my friends, is where we find the echoes of Halloween, and the traditions that cloak this festival in the garb of the supernatural. The relevance of the torrid meteor stream can't be overstated, with its yearly passage reminding us of the great celestial events that may have seeded our collective penchant for remembrance. As modern observers of this timeless celebration, we are the stewards of a legacy reaching back millennia, standing on the shoulders of civilizations far removed from our own. The intricate tapestry of Halloween showcases a deep-seated need to remember our ancestors, to recognize our place in a universe whose rhythms we've celebrated since time immemorial. So, as the Pleiades reaches its zenith at the witching hour on All Hallows' Eve, perhaps we're glimpsing more than just a cluster of distant suns. Perhaps we're seeing a reflection of our past, a beacon guiding us through the cycle of destruction and rebirth, a cycle as relevant today as it was to those who once gazed upon the same stars in a time long since past. In closing this chapter, remember, our journey through the cosmos and across time is far from over. It is merely a single flicker in the grand bonfire of existence. As you leave this space, enriched with newfound insights into Halloween's sacred origins, consider the action you'll take to honor this convergence of celestial marvels and human reflection. For those of you who've appreciated this exploration into the Halloween enigma, ponder the value you've gleaned from unwrapping the shroud that cloaks its true essence. And, if you're compelled, you may offer a token of gratitude that mirrors the insights gained. The channel welcomes your support, with the means to do so located discreetly in the description below. Now, noble viewers, I must ask you to affirm your allegiance to the chronicles of knowledge relayed here. Subscribe if you haven't, smash the like button to solidify your commitment, and ring the notification bell to ensure you're well versed in the stories of yore that resonate in the present. Together, let's continue this grand adventure through the annals of history and the far reaches of space. sharing wisdom that speaks of the strongest, boldest spirits ever to gaze upon the heavens. Keep this wisdom alive as torchbearers of truth and perpetuators of ageless insight. I bid you farewell until our paths cross again in the labyrinth of time, and as always, stay curious, stay vigilant, and most importantly, remember, let's not succumb to the doom of forgetting. Greetings, fellow knowledge seekers. Today's dive is into the world of mental health, a realm where countless myths shadow the truth about depression and the aids we turn to, such as antidepressants. Let the unraveling commence, as we navigate this entangled web. We reside in a society steeped in the belief that depression results from a chemical imbalance, specifically low serotonin levels in the brain. This concept has rooted so deeply that it's almost synonymous with common knowledge. However, despite its popularity, it stands on shaky scientific ground. The tale of chemical imbalance primarily gained traction from marketing campaigns for drugs designed to tweak serotonin levels, namely the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs. These meds took the market by storm and have been widely embraced and prescribed. Yet what's startling is the lack of concrete evidence pointing to depression as a direct outcome of low serotonin, leaving us questioning the role and effectiveness of these widely consumed pharmaceuticals. It's crucial to recognize the distinction between two academic viewpoints on the function of psychiatric drugs. The disease-centered model likens antidepressants to antibiotics that target and neutralize the root cause of an ailment, under the belief that they correct a biological fault akin to topping up insulin levels in diabetics. This model significantly contributed to the tale of serotonin's pivotal role in depression. Yet, this paradigm begins to crumble under scrutiny since extensive research fails to draw a defensible correlation between serotonin levels and the grip of depression. This realignment in academic thought compels us to consider what these drugs are genuinely doing to us, paving the way towards what is known as the drug-centered model. Ponder upon alcohol, a known alleviator of social anxiety. We're aware it doesn't rectify an underlying disorder but, rather, imposes its tranquilizing effects atop your innate social trepidations, which loom again once the effects dwindle. This viewpoint suggests that antidepressants may not be rectifying a disorder but might be imposing their own influence on our emotional experiences. So, what perceptible changes do antidepressants introduce? Among the potpourri of compounds known as antidepressants, each bearing a spectrum of effects, the common narrative speaks of emotional numbness. This dulled emotional state could bring temporary sanctuary from negative feelings for someone in despair. However, it's key to recognize that such a blunted emotional condition doesn't discern this. Positive feelings often find themselves stifled beneath the medicated blanket, possibly hindering relationships and life's savor. Confronting the question of effectiveness invites us into a thorny thicket of research and debate. Delve into the myriad studies comparing antidepressants to the inert placebo, and we find a mere sliver of difference, the kind unlikely to constitute a palpable improvement in a person's emotional world, especially when considering the potential adverse effects accompanying these drugs. Moreover, the efficacy of antidepressants appears to wane over prolonged use, a phenomenon mirrored in other classes of medication like opioids and anxiolytics, suggesting a tolerance buildup followed by the feared poop out. Many who embark on the antidepressant journey might ponder withdrawal, a territory so poorly charted within the medical community that it presents a veritable dark forest of misunderstanding. One prominent mistake is going cold turkey, a perilous action with an array of troubling withdrawal symptoms that can be severe, and in rare cases, life-threatening. This segues us into the importance of gradual tapering, a controlled descent to allow the brain and body to adjust to decreasing levels of the medication. Yet, even in this realm, there is a fumbling lack of knowledge. The customary approach sees a linear reduction in dosage, which does not take into account the hyperbolic relationship between a drug's dose and its effects on the brain. It is akin to stepping down a staircase that suddenly becomes a sheer drop. This faulty methodology may explain why reductions become increasingly arduous at lower doses, prompting some to mistakenly believe they require the medication lifelong. A burgeoning technique called hyperbolic tapering has begun to rectify these missteps, offering hope and guidance for those seeking to navigate their way out of the antidepressant labyrinth with a more nuanced understanding that respects the complexity of our brain's responses to medication. Even as we peer through the looking glass darkly at the entwined paths of depression, medication, and social factors, we must broaden our gaze. The fine filament trailing from individual troubles to societal pressures needs illumination, as the causes of despair are often rooted in life's adversities rather than chemical deficiencies. Understanding the social, economic, and relational foundations of mental distress is paramount in inviting us to focus our societal efforts on creating protective communities and nurturing wellness through lifestyle choices that bolster mental resilience. In conclusion, knowledge is power, and informed decision-making is the vessel that can carry us toward a future where mental health care is harnessed to its full healing potential. May my insights today serve as a guide for navigating these complex waters, leading you towards safe harbors of understanding, empowerment, and well-being. For those of you seeking to deepen your understanding of these matters and embrace new perspectives on managing mental health, I urge you to take action. Consider the practices and policies that shape our collective mental landscape, and don't forget to lend your voice to conversations that matter. And if you feel the urge to keep this information flow thriving, a gratuity proportional to the value you've gleaned today can be directed through the link provided. As always, I appreciate your commitment to learning and growth. Embrace the journey, and remember, hitting that subscribe button, liking, and ringing the notification bell just might be the catalyst you need to take the leap into a world of expanded understanding and self-sovereignty. Now, embark on this journey with me, consider what steps you'll take to transform your knowledge into action, and continue striving to be the strongest, most successful version of yourself.